This analogy is about automatic item generation for cat. Implication of automatic item generation for cat is relief pitcher, right? What is a relief pitcher in baseball? This pitcher or this pitcher, right? Relief pitcher is the pitcher came in later because first pitcher got tired and ineffective, fatigues, and then we want to have new pitcher to save the first pitcher, right? So like we changing player, so throwing person, right, as a second stage because that's a rescuer for oh you tired, you did a good job, and I want to take care of that one to make it work, right? Finish this game as a beautiful game type of thing, right? So and that's concept of relief pitcher, right? I want to talk about computer adaptive test. Computer adaptive test is what? We adaptively select item from item bank, right, to current estimate of students' ability. Why we are doing a computer adaptive test? One of the reason why we do computer adaptive test is we want to make our test shorter, more efficient. If our test is become a shorter, there's a couple of advantages. One of the advantages is what? Wow, we less expose our item bank to test taker, right? It's not like a 50 items. We can do the 30 item, do the same job, same accuracy of estimating person ability. That's good. We only expose 30 item, right? Instead of 50 item for everybody, right? There's a test security protecting our test bank. There's a multiple advantage around this computer adaptive test. Basically, our idea is what? When we start, we initially estimate student ability using a priori information or making a small fixed test. We estimate student ability, and given ability, we select targeted item to matching that ability from the bank, and then get the response, and then update their ability, and then the exit or end the condition met or not, we keep doing it, right, until the stopping criteria met. That's a computer adaptive test algorithm, right? So in order to do it, we need to have a calibrated item bank. All items need to be calibrated, and the behavior of the all item characteristic function must be good fit, right? Fitted well. But and then the process is what? Once after initial estimation, and someone who got it right and give them a more challenger item, and then got it right and give them a more challenger item and they got it wrong, and then a little bit easier item, harder item, and then final destination they will reach. Someone who got it wrong and provide a little bit easier item and got it right and provide a little bit harder item and got it wrong and provide a little bit easier item, etc., etc. So in the end, because the student ability and item difficulty are scaled on the same continuum, in the end, item difficulty, what we select is start to converge to student ability estimate. Same thing. Item level and student level, difficulty level and student ability level, data level, it's on the same continuum, right? We can match easily. Again, in order to do it, all item bank must be calibrated, right? All item data value must be calibrated, right? But I want to talk about this issue, challenges of computer adaptive test. See, computer adaptive test was rescuer for conventional test, right? Because this is upgraded version, but still, why? Once they took computer adaptive test, welcome to 21st century, they come back and they start to communicate each other on the internet. Even though one test happening in South Korea and China, Hong Kong, they can chat each other globally. Are you with me? So we call it as group intelligence using technology. They become a more, they start to talk about those things. It becomes a big challenge for us as a psychometrician and running us, test, right? So look at this. Some items becomes very exposed open, becomes very common, exposed to overly, right? And then serious security concerns are occurring because those items start to expose too much to the people, and certain items, right? That becomes what big issue for computer adaptive test, right? Let me tell you what is a particular scenario of that exposure of a certain item. We call it as a test tracking. Test tracking is like this. Look at this. If this items has been leaked, exposed, right? Because it will be exposed, right? And then people start to memorize this item and this item. And then automatically everybody wind up with this item. Are you with me? Why? Because they getting right because exposed. And then getting right and getting right and getting right. Even though there are all total 28 items, if they memorize 6 items, and then they got perfect score. Even though bank had a 28 items in here, if those only 6 item exposed, every test taker become a perfect score, highest score. That's a problem. This kind of exposure we call a test tracking security concern. I just write down blah 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 blah. Because this initial stage exposed, and then next one, I call it as a top frontier items. Top frontier items has been exposed. An entire test, you know, becomes biased. Test result will be biased. Because we are all connected. Internet everywhere. We can share information instantaneously, nearly for free. Right? So this is big issue. In order to resolve this one, and we can think about using automatic item generation inside of CAD. Again, this is to CAD, we have to use AIG, right? AIG, CAD, and IRT right, at the same time. Look at this. We select item model in this stage, not item model, and then we randomly generate isomorphic item instances from selected item model. And then we can taking care of that, memorizing that particular item. I know item model is exposed, but item model is what? People need to how to solve that problem. It's not memorize that particular item. Are you with me? So it's close to their ability instead of memory test. Right? So adding one more layer, selecting item model for randomly generating instance becomes further security enhancement. Further security enhancement by preventing test tracking. That's argument. Why we have to IRT, CAD, AIG need to work together. 3 technologies need to work together, making a beautiful story. All right? That's the reason why I call it as AIG could be a relief feature for computer adaptive test. Computer adaptive test is a relief feature for non-adaptive test, right? So we will have some second, third player technology we can add, make our exam more reliable and more valid. This is one way of thinking about. But in order to do it, all item model must be calibrated now. Not like item need to be calibrated, item model need to be calibrated, and that automatic item generation, computerized item model need to be developed very well. That's another issue of automatic item generation issue, but theoretically, this is one possibility to save computer adaptive test the security specifically by overexposure or test tracking. Okay, I hope this helped for you to understand the concept of how AIG can help CAT. Thank you.